want to talk about with you about something very important in our family, which is the Supreme Court case, Hansberry versus Lee. I want to know about the night that sort of sparked that case. There was a series of events that happened that led to that case going to the Supreme Court. So tell us about that night that the brick came through the window.
We had, before we moved there, Daddy had rented a beautiful building just at the park, 60th Street. And that didn't work out too well because they put paint on our car, and he immediately looked for something to buy. And when we moved in there into the 6140 roads, it was quite dramatic. And we also went to the Sexton School in that area, a very high grade school. The principal came to our house at 6140 Roads to make sure, or if we lived there. So, of course, we did. And that's when the crowd came, once the principal got back and spread the word that Black people had moved into 6140 Roads, that the crowd gathered. And Lorraine was sitting in the love seat to my right, I guess. And boy, that brick came through the window and all the way from the street. Terrific power to lodge in the wall just above her head. And it all happened so fast. So we were alarmed and jumped up, of course. And the bodyguard, did I mention that? We have a bodyguard.
Did I mention that?
Yeah, in Chicago you have bodyguards. And he ran out on the porch waving this German Luger and said, "If you don't get away from this door, I will shoot any mother's child." That's what he said. And of course the crowd dispersed. And so we all came in, and that was just really bad. Your dad buys the house, puts you in it, and then somebody's mad about that for no reason. So anyway, we were quite careful. The police never came. And at that time we had something called jitney cabs for 10 cents. Black people could ride from one end to the other of South Parkway. Montel Stewart was one of the cab company's name. There were 2 or 3 Black cab companies. It only cost about 10 or 20 cents to ride from one end of South Park to the other. So since we didn't have police protection, all of the cab companies would make their turnaround at the corner of our house to make sure that there was no crowd. And then they'd go back on their route, which was the only protection we had.
That's an amazing story. There were parts of that story I did not know. I didn't realize you were sitting in the room. That was going to be my question. Where was everybody? Where were your parents? Was everybody gathered in the living room when that brick came through?
It was just like a normal day, and the house was going on in a normal way. And then suddenly it was this big, came through the window with such force. I don't know who they got to throw it that hard that it stuck in the wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it had to be pulled out. Wow. And it certainly would have killed anyone if it had hit someone, but the Lord was with us. Mm. And we went on from there. And of course, in the lower court, we had to move.
Yes.
So Daddy got he was involved with another building, negotiating with another building. And so we moved in there, a very nice building on Michigan Avenue. And while the course went on, and our bodyguard stayed in that building, the 6140 Roads, to make sure that it wasn't destroyed further. Because no one ever came to bother us again there after that. He went out on that porch and waved the gun.
Did the family eventually move back into that house?
My brothers.
So not Lorraine?
No, we lived in a very beautiful apartment that we did not own. Daddy wanted us to be free of any annoyances. And lawyers came from all over the country to be a part of Daddy's litigation at the Supreme Court.
Was Lorraine a part of knowing about the court case, and she soaked all that up?
Yeah, she was still quite young, and we all knew exactly what the circumstances were. That was no secret.